You know what time it is. Time it is. Time it is. Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is, baby. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to press that bell button because you need to know when we're uploading, guys. And for those who are returnees, you ain't got the minerals, baby. Are you mad? Are you mad? Are you lean, baby? Listen, if you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, get out, chillay. Listen, are you mad? Are you mad? Are you lean? Gege? Don't make that screw boy error. I'm going to talk to you today, guys, about why the energy has changed. I don't know about you guys, but you know when you're talking to somebody, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a person you're feeling a little bit, when the energy shifts, you can feel it. You feel that the person's just, something's not quite right. Something's shifted, something's moved, all right? And since we're talking about 2020, we want to make sure when we're going to 2020 that, listen, that as the energy shifts, we know what we're doing. Yeah? When you feel the energy shift, we know what we are doing. You understand? What we don't want to do is what a lot of us used to do, which is that when the energy shifts, we get our humps up, we get annoyed, we get pissed, we start throwing our toys at the pram, and then we don't actually articulate wagwan. So, we're going to be talking to you guys about why the energy has shifted, alright? The first reason as to why sometimes the energy changes. Sometimes, especially when it comes to, I guess, romantic kind of versions, is that oftentimes it can be a flirtatious energy that you two met at, and someone is overstepping the boundary. Oftentimes what I've seen about people is that when there is flirtatious energy, both people have a set of ideas in terms of how far they want to go with that energy. When the person who feels like the line is getting too close or they're about to cross, their energy can shift and they can de-accelerate. They take the foot off the acceleration bar. Reason being is because they feel like they're out of control when it comes to the interaction between you and them. It's one of the maddest things I've ever seen, but I know it happens. Why? Because I do it to other people. I've done it in the past. I'm not going to lie to you. 2020, we're trying to change, but I'm telling you, fam, when you're flirting with certain people and you see that person's getting, maybe they're catching slightly feelings as well, or you can see they're about to catch feelings or about to fall, and you're like,
Bro, just go, bro. Right now, hurry up. Hold on, do it. Yeah. Oh my God.
You're a bit too close. Pop the brakes, because we're not going to go that far. De-accelerate. That's what you do, right? So I'm just alluding you to this. Remember I told you about our video, I Like You, and it has different meanings. We're now talking about why the energy shifts and the different reasons behind that. Another of the reasons is that the reason why energy shifts is because people oftentimes, and this relates to the first point, is that people are in a place of power and control. Right? And when the control has been removed, when they feel like they have no control over proceedings, that's when the energy shifts. They shift their energy so that they can have now control over the proceedings. This is more of a manipulative tactic, which when you're a bit of a mentalist, you can do. I'm just going to be very honest. That you can shift the energy because what you're trying to do is cause a reaction and have an impact on the interaction you're having. Now, what impact you're trying to make is dependent upon what the person who feels that they want to have control or power over proceedings. They will change the interaction level between you two, and you will sense the energy has shifted. Yeah? And so that's one of the reasons as well. Just going back to originally even the first point, talking about why the energy shifts as well. Some people are in game mode. So forget flirting. Some people are in game mode, yeah? They're in game mode, which links to the first 2 points. They're in game mode. Say it with me. Game mode, yeah? Which is that, listen, they're just having fun, yeah? And sometimes they are, I can't say blissfully unaware, because I think there's no one that's blissfully unaware. Everybody knows their actions and what that can lead to. I think some people are in game mode where they are playing different types of games with different people, enjoying the response and the reaction that they get from people, and from that, what happens is then when the game is getting suddenly difficult and tight, that's when they either pull back or separate themselves from yourself, or they stop texting or stop calling, or or some type of measure of communication begins to dwindle and remove itself, because what they want again from that is part of the game. And some people do it on purpose, in the sense of they give you high energy, go low, and then come back with high energy and go low. And they're doing that so they can throw you into a roller coaster. It's called the roller coaster effect, which is that what they're doing is trying to make their interaction with you sometimes so not even really, like, the thrill, right? They're trying to create this thrill of interaction. And so what happens is their energy begins to shift, like pattern-wise, or the seasons they have pattern-wise. Another reason why the energy shifts is a person's got a partner now, and you're an issue. You're an issue. Yes, you are an issue. The person's got a partner, and now the games they were playing with you got to stop. I remember one such instance. I remember I was talking to a girl back in the day, yeah? Listen, back in the day, yeah? And we were talking, and there was a lot of flirtatious energy. A lot of bars were being thrown. A lot of sexual innuendos were getting thrown about back and forth. One day I must have said a sexual innuendo, and the person was like, "Oh, you can't say that." What? What do you mean can't say that? "Oh, no, I'm just not like, I don't think I'm in that space no more to be doing that. Like, we need to calm down on that." But the person didn't explain to me the real reason of what was going on. And so until a few weeks later, the person then said, "Oh, I've got a partner." It's when I was like 18, 19, I remember this. And I always remember that moment, because like, I kind of knew that person had a partner, because when energy shifts, oftentimes, out of all the reasons, it normally is a partner. They've got somebody new, and they don't want to play the same game with you anymore, because they're not able to put able to put attention into you. Two, it would be a disrespect to the partner they are got right now. And so that's why the energy begins to shift. You notice that the texting changes, the calling changes, the way they even respond to messages. It's not normally even the timing. It's normally sometimes they come in time, because like, if you're a person, and the thing is this, if you notice as well that the person always replies within an hour, or replies every 3 hours, or replies the next day normally, then it's consistent. They've always done that. When it shifts and it changes, and it consistently changes, now there's a pattern of you reply every 3 or 4 days. Whoa, what's going on? Okay, we weren't like that before. Okay, the person's not replying for a week now. What's going on? You've changed. Something's changed. Something's gone different. And then the person starts airing some of your calls, or they failed to pick up calls when they were picking it up. Again, it's about noticing the patterns of what's going on. When you see that, then you know oftentimes there's something that's caused that issue. And out of that, again, that's probably more than likely potentially a partner that is causing that as well. Sometimes the energy shifts because like I said, you fulfilled your purpose. You were a time squeeze, a time stop, a buck stop, yeah? And this is probably one of the most cruelest ones out of everything, and a lot of us do it. A lot of us do it. It's painful, cruel, but a lot of us do it. Sometimes some of us are just looking for paperweight people to make shift. We just want the time to be made up in this time of season where we've not got somebody, or we're feeling down at the moment, we want an ego boost. And the person ends up becoming that person for a short while. When they've accomplished the task or the goal, the ego's been fed, they've got another partner, or they've moved on to something else in their line of sight, then that person was just a buck stop ego time filler. You get me? And when that time is up, and because the agenda has been sought after, the objective has been met elsewhere, then you are now dumped. Your energy, your time, everything you needed, we don't want it no more. Yeah? And you're now getting aired. This happens so much. And actually what really happens is, another example is that you were having talks, just being cool, whatever, and what you become is then a threat to something that's happening to them at the moment. So you may have been cool, you may not have been thinking about even trying to even take it there, but the person may think you've become a threat. You may potentially turn into something, like you may say that you like them or whatever, and you may threaten the establishment of what they've got at the moment going forward. That's a big boy energy thing. Oh, when that happens, boy, big boy energy. Big boy energy shifts. Sometimes they've got what they want from you, in the sense of sometimes it's just sex. Like, let's be real, the energy shifted. He just or she just wanted your balls. They just wanted the garden. They didn't want anything else. They didn't want your mind. They took part of your mind because they felt that was the game they needed to play in order to get to have sexual relations with yourself. And once you've accomplished that, you're in no need. You're no need. You're no longer needed. Energy shifted. Done. Let's just be friends, or let's be friends. But you know what? I'm kind of busy these days. Yeah, and that's another thing. One of the indications of obviously things shifted is people say they're busy. But you know that when I start that, it's over, man. Over. The reason why obviously sometimes energy shifts is because people are juggling multiple interests. That's one of the reasons why. One of the reasons is that people are juggling multiple interests, and at the time when they first had a conversation with yourself, they gave that energy because they could. Because obviously, fam, you got to start off that beginning very well, start off well, and then you get to a point where you plateau and you just become complacent. And then at that point, then you give them the normal energy, yeah? Which is then, if it's divided between many people, they cannot give you the concentrated energy. Therefore, the energy shift from the beginning to now where you are has been shown. And that's why you're asking, what happened? And simply, it might not be you. It could be that just them. They're juggling totally different interests. Simple as. Another thing is obviously, I guess, is that some people are looking for short-term interest. In the sense of, for instance, let's say someone's leaving the country. They know they're going away. They may bond with someone and get really tight and close. And it's just for the moment because they know they're going to go away. Again, it's similar to the first, some of the earlier points I made about being a time buck stop. You know, that necessity of need of, for now, I need you for now, but after I finish or wherever I'm going, I don't need you when I go there. And sometimes people end up being in those positions where, you know, people just use you. Yeah? People just use you. Obviously, when the energy shifts, and here are initial, I guess, indicators for how you know the energy shift. Like I said, the pattern of communication gets distorted. You have an established pattern and it begins to shift. When the person starts avoiding you, point number two, when the person starts avoiding you, avoiding your calls, avoiding your texts, it seems like they're blanking you at certain times, you can feel it, that's often an indication the energy has shifted and changed. Oftentimes people will say, they'll say, I'm busy. When you start hearing the bars that I'm busy, know the energy has changed. I'm busy of late. When I hear someone say, I'm busy now, I'm like, you ain't busy, you just energy has shifted because your priorities have changed, and that's fine. I understand that. Do you get me? It is what it is. Like, I understand it. Sometimes it's a gut feeling as well. You can feel it, that the person's energy shifted and changed. It's a gut feeling, or some of us will say a knowing in our spirit, that we just feel the person's just changed, and something doesn't feel right. Or it could be that there's an unnecessary argument where the person gets angry at you or frustrated at you, or causes some kind of tension and you're not sure what the hell that's coming from. That could be an indication of energy shift. When you can't do the things you were doing beforehand, you stop doing them, that could be an energy shift, an initial kind of indication that the energy has shifted as well. So, I mean, what do you do when the energy shifts? Because that's just all we're talking about in 2020, it's about development and developing ourselves. What do you do when that energy shifts? Well, I think the first thing you try to do is establish a conversation. I think you need to establish a concrete conversation and actually be 100% honest. Yeah? Because you have to understand what's your position. P-E-W. P-E-W. Position, expectation, wants. Because oftentimes what's happening here is that there's a lack of communication in terms of what your position is. And that causes, and because of the fact you've not clarified your position to the other person, you've got an expectation without it being said to the other person, and then it's mind reading. You get it? So, and because the person's anticipating or observing or, assuming maybe your position and expectations, your PE, they then position themselves in a particular way, and they kind of play out their wants, which is, I may not want you on that level. So we need to end how we're dealing with each other. Do you get what I'm saying? Just depends on different things. So yeah, I mean, one of the things I said is having that honest, open communication and actually stating, this is my position, and this is what I expected, and when I see that the expectation is not being met, I'm a little bit disappointed. What's your want? Person goes, actually, do you know what? This is what I want, and this is I'm feeling on this, or I'm not feeling on that, or I want this, or I don't want this. Once they say that, you know how to act from there. Do you get it? Because it's oftentimes your expectation that causes an issue here. Though the energy shifted, your expectation is the problem, because you expect a certain thing, but if you've not stated it, then it can be a problem. But the expectation was silently met originally, but obviously now things have shifted. You need to now establish that verbally. Yeah? Number two, if the person refuses to have that conversation, what do you do? Well, what you do is you match the energy. Do not play the game. You play the game by not playing the game. Yeah? You play the game by not becoming a chess piece on the board to be taken. Yeah? If the person's refusing to have that conversation, we can have an honest dialogue about what's happened. Or you have an honest dialogue and the person still ends up behaving the exact same way, then you must enter into, I will match your energy. I will match your energy. And when you match the energy, you're not matching for them to come back to you. Please understand this. When you're matching the energy, you're not matching the energy for them to come back to you. You're matching the energy to walk away. There's a big difference here. If you match the energy to get them to come over to you, you are going to suffer many L's. Because the person does not care. Oftentimes they don't care. Yes, they'll be guiding them, yeah, who, let's say, are feeling you, yeah? And they go away, they give you that sparse messaging and stuff like that, yeah? Boom, boom, boom. And then they come back for a period of time where they're just on it with conversation, and then it slips out again, right? Now, when you accept the conversation in the first place, you've contributed to your own downfall. This is what they wanted. Do you get it? They wouldn't, if they didn't have that serious conversation with yourself and there's not a change, or they had that serious conversation with yourself and they're still misbehaving in the way they communicate and not matching expectations, you must no longer house them. Move. 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 Do you get it? Don't match the energy to bring them to you. It's not going to work. You understand? You match the energy to protect your energy. I must protect my energy. You must protect your energy by saying, I'm matching your energy. You understand? Yeah? You're not going to message every 4 days. That's fine. I'm not even going to message at all. I'm not playing this game with you. Because I expected this particular thing. Do you understand? If you're not, because remember, if you stated your position and expectation, do you get it? There are genuine reasons why someone's energy changes, but that will be temporary. It's not a permanent change of energy. Someone's permanent change of energy is something has changed. Do you get it? Like something has contributed towards that, as what I've alluded earlier on. If someone's, let's say like their mum was really sick, or dad was really sick, or they've had a family loss in the family, etc., there's a temporary reduction in the energy. You understand? But you can understand that, and you get it, and you know what? You will change the way you interact with that person. But oftentimes it's not that case. That's why someone's energy's changed. Oftentimes it's what I've stated earlier on, being as somebody else. You must match their energy, yeah, and not match it to bring them back to you, but match it so that obviously now that you don't suffer loss of your energy, because your energy is very important. You understand? You can't just be giving it out there. So no, and as I said this before, like people's energy temporarily does change, but when it's permanent change, you must understand that temporary change could be in the sense of the fact that, listen, someone's like parent maybe passed away, or work, they go through a struggle at work where it's very intense, etc. And if they struggle to able to talk to you about something, or something deep has happened to them, then it often is a temporary reduction. But it's not a patterned one. Do you know what I mean? When it's patterned and you see the observations that these things keep happening, you know and you sense it. It's in your spirit, it's in your body, it's in your stomach, it's in your gut. You know, you feel it. And you know it, you know what I'm saying? When that happens, match the energy not to bring them back, match the energy to protect your energy. Do you understand? Move on, move forward, move. Now, regulate by what you expected. Obviously, we said about having an honest dialogue. The person doesn't respect that, they keep coming back, blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. Then you must go, do you know what? Here's what I want, or there has to be this consequence. It's that simple. Because I think what people do is they try to beat around the bush and go around it all the time. And because we're trying to be considerate human beings, but your energy is being lost each single time. No, there's a time to be selfish and there's a time to be selfless. This might not be the time. Say your piece, and that's the thing. We're doing a video, we're going to do another video on this, on say how you feel. 2020, say how you feel. Do not bottle it up. No one's a bloody mind reader. Yeah, don't expect me to just to understand this. No. Tell the person. Don't be shook to tell the person. That's fear. Don't let fear bring you into a place where you can't say what you need to say. Do you get it? So yeah, say what you need to say to that person. Let the person know, this is what I'm feeling. So I'm feeling, I don't expect this type of behavior, but it's running. I don't like it. Boom. Yeah? This is what I expect. You understand? Yada. Boom. And when you say that, if the person decides to try and come back with their nonsense, you can regulate that by saying, I told you this is what I expected. If you cannot meet this question, leave me alone. And if you're not willing to leave me alone, I'm ready to block and delete you. It's not a problem. Or I'm willing to not talk to you. Whatever you need to do. But it's about protecting your energy. Do you understand? That's what the Bible says. Guard your heart. Because there's people out here who just want to take your energy. But when they do, you're ready for them. You let them know, this is how I expect it's going to be. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to get from me. Anybody, look, me going to 2020. Like anybody that tries to take my energy, I'm just like, I'm not involved. It's not going to happen. I can't let you take my energy. I need my energy. Do you understand? I cannot give it around and you don't respect the energy and you don't give it back. It don't make sense. So yeah, guys, if you liked what I said, if you didn't like what I said, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and your feelings. What did you think about what I've said? How do you feel about, obviously, the energy? In fact, let us know what you think people do to kind of take away your energy. Or how do you know when someone's energy shifts? What inclinations do you have that you know that someone's energy is shifting? Let us know down below in the comment section. And get ready for the next video on 2020. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. And yeah, you ain't got the minerals. Baby!